Welcome on in, everybody. We're just about ready to get underway here, and I'm going to swap over to the new screen. We are... There we go. New cameras, new us, new microphones. We're trying some things out here tonight. It was a little bit of last minute, a little bit of a rush, some technical problems getting going with the microphones. And there they are. We still don't have the camera position set up, but they weren't going to wait for us, so that's what we get. So we're going to turn that off. I can turn that off, and we're back. So first stone through the house. Oh no, sorry, this is the LSD, so we've still got some time. We're still okay. So they're looking to set up their LSD. The first stone went through the house, so that counts as 185.4 centimeters. For those of you who don't know, the LSDs are what we use to determine who gets the hammer. And with that, they get to go... each team member throws from a different side of the ice, a different curling direction. The total distance from the center of the house is added up, and whichever team has the lowest goes first. Or gets to choose. They get to choose hammer, they get to choose stone. Let's pop open the multi-view here. No, I didn't want that. This one looks to be pretty close. There we go. We were fixing technical issues, so we have no idea how José and Michel did. We got to make sure we have the scoreboards. I guessed right on the scoreboards, the colors they're going to pick. That's awesome. So a little background on these teams. So José and Michel are actually Kevin and Brecht. They are members of the Desperate Housekeepers and have been playing doubles together for the last couple of years. Quite a good team. Very, very difficult, very challenging. The Hammerheads are Lars and Tur. Tur, some of you might remember, is a member of Team Veraken, he's on the team that's going to the European Championships in November. I think it's November. And Lars is in the black sweatshirt, who is a medical student studying to be a doctor. And both Lars and Tur I played with when I first started curling. I was on a team with Lars and Tur for a season, and we did okay. We had a good time. Not the greatest team, but hey, we were beginners. We're just getting used to it. They've come a long way in the last few years. So this should be a pretty good match. So for those of you unaware, with doubles, you start out with two stones in play. So the team that has the hammer, that gets to throw second, their stone is sitting in the back of the button. It's just on the back of the forefoot. And the other team's stone is in the center on a center guard. So, and it's the same as standard curling, where there is a 5-shot rule. So you can't play any takeouts, even if they're in the house. And that's the difference with doubles, is if it's in the house, you still can't take it out until 5 shots have been in play. And those first 2 stones out on the ice count as in play. So it appears that Michel and José have the hammer, so Tur is going to start us off. Now, doubles is a much more finesse game. You're not going to see as many takeouts because you don't have as many stones. So each team only gets to throw 5 stones. And the way it works is the person who throws first also throws the last stone, and then the other teammate throws the middle 3. Now, they can alternate each end. They can swap positions. There's no... nothing saying that they have to throw that order the whole time. And so this is quite often a standard opening shot, is where you want to get your lead stone and you want to try to draw it in and get it back on top of that one behind the button. and it totally switches the game. It turns you in from it really turns it into a chess match for the other team, because they have to try to figure it out. Now this one's a little bit away. It's a little bit outside, but they're not going to try to knock it away, because trying to take a takeout on that one would just take their own stone out and probably leave it. So I imagine what they're going to do here. Kevin, the lead for Michel and José, so I guess he is Michel. He is going to just probably try to draw and get right around on the right side, or his right side. Camera left. Nope, I was wrong. He's going camera right. They are actually going to try to take that one out. Or at least they think they can get inside of it. So got a nice curl to it. A little bit of weight. Well, not quite sure if that's what they wanted to do, because now it's taken their backing out of the way, but I guess that's what they wanted. They figured there's nothing they could do with that red stone, so let's get rid of the backing, and then that red becomes a bit more in danger. Lars with his first stone of the night. It's going to be an easy draw around. Probably going to try to put that one right on top of the red. And you'll see a lot of different styles with teams. Sometimes you'll have a team that will... Oh, we have the two different styles tonight. So the Hammerheads are opting for the teammate to be down, giving a target to aim for, and then the shooter sweeps his own stones. Whereas Michel and José are opting for, okay, pick a target and then have the other teammate sweep. Well, at least for Kevin. Now it looks like Brecht wants the broom put out for him. All right, so now that 5 stones are in play, a takeout is available. So it looks like they're just going to clean up that top stone and really force. A little bit of discussion, probably just trying to clarify the rules. A lot of the teams here play quads and doubles, and the doubles we don't practice as much, so it becomes a bit more of a challenge to make sure that is that the rule? Is that not the rule? Ooh, that's going to sneak, just get inside their own, tap their own, and tap that red one away. I don't think that was the plan, but that was certainly a good result there. Two are setting up for a takeout, so they're probably going to try to hit and roll this one, leave it on their leave it on the button. Stays a little bit wide and does not quite hit enough of that yellow to get it out, but it does push it back in the house, so it is, and out from behind the guard, so not too much of a danger there. Wrecked coming back, just gonna throw a little, gonna try to guard it, try to get behind that red. Looks a little bit outside. A little bit wide. I don't think that's gonna fall nearly as much. And this is gonna sneak and just slide a little bit past the tee line. Slip that back a little bit. Try not to make that such good, good backing for the Hammerheads here. The building seems to be tilted.
I don't have any idea from the ice.
None.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. This is going to be a bit of a technical update stream. We're definitely going to have to go out and do some things with microphones and adjusting. So it's not going to be our best. It's definitely a let's break some new equipment in stream. Oh, excellent hit and roll to get in behind the guard. It is deep enough. It is behind the tee line, so all they have to do is tap it back. They can try to put one onto it, but it looks like they're discussing possible takeout to open it up. I'm not sure this is the smartest idea in doubles.
First, it's camera 1 that doesn't have the microphones not working, so
I think it just didn't charge. My apologies for the moving the microphones around. Still trying to get things up. So Breck's going to come in. He's going to try to run this one back. Hopefully he can get a connect on the other one, but looks like it is not going to be enough, and is just going to split it open, which I think was quite likely their original plan. Just get it open, force Hammerheads to put a guard in. Failing that, and I think they'll just try to draw around it. Yeah, definitely gonna have to go look at the cameras in between ends. It's it's a bit crooked. All right. Interesting play here. They're coming up. Almost all the stones have come up that left side of the ice, and they're playing a draw to a guard from the right. They just want to see it. Ooh, a little heavy, and it's gonna be unfortunate. It's gonna tap theirs out of the way. It did get inside that yellow and is staying there, but it does mean that it's a pretty wide open house for Michel and José to draw to. They might look to try to take these out. Sacrifice the row and get the red out there, and if the shooter stays, they've got that left one, that yellow one biting on the edge of the house to get 2. We don't have a clock on our matches here, so we don't have a thinking clock. So they're going to take their time. They're going to discuss everything. Normally, I think for an 8-end match, you would have 40 minutes. I have to look that rule up. I don't know that they can get this one out and still keep the shooter. And to me, that would be the only reason why you would try this shot. Because if it jams on the red, or if the red jams on the yellow on the back, they could lose the shooter and then still give up the point. So they got to try to find a way to get this shooter to stick to get that second one. But if everything goes out then everything goes out and they still get 1 point. All right, here comes Kevin with the shot. He's getting on it. He's asking him to hold it. Is that going to fall? Well, doesn't get rid of the red. 1 yellow. I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained. So through 1, Michel and Jose open it up with 1. All right, I'm going to go take a second to go try to adjust the camera. I will be right back. This one is a bit hard. And the trick in these double games is to make sure your first stones arrive at a dolly so you can put pressure on the opponent's team. Also, this one a little bit heavy. Which means Hammerhead still has the option to make a good draw and find a way to hold that strong position right on the dolly. So yeah, just John adjusted the cameras a little bit. Hopefully
they're slightly more balanced, more horizontal aligned, so we don't have the idea that we're seasick here. So here it comes. Hammerheads with 2 stones on the button, but since they're both behind the T line, there's still an option to draw and use those stones as backing. But also this one a little bit heavy, knocks one of the red stones away. And still, the present is yet to be unwrapped.
Just a touch, but all right, Brecht coming in. Probably just gonna draw. Try to get something in there. That red one is still a little bit behind the button, so they get this around the guard. Oh, it's just gonna fall. Oh, just a little too much. I think they stayed off it, and they should have kept on it. They would have gotten right around, but it just took a little bit of a dive. Catches the guard up front and spills off into the side of the house. Tur looking for wants to call the takeout, possible hit and roll. But I think instead they're going to, no, they are actually going with the hit and roll. If this catches right, it could knock both those yellows out of the house. Could also end up with one jammed on the back, but I believe they're more worried about just getting that front one out of the way. Or no, it's a draw. Little bit light, but that'll be okay. That'll still give them a guard coming up that side. Oh, gets it inside the yellow one and tucked behind that guard up top. So they could possibly, they're going to discuss what options they've got. Where they're setting their broom, looking to set the broom. Tell me they're going to do some kind of takeout. Hack weight maybe could get around that that top red, take the red off the button, but I guess if it's a little bit inside, it opens up that red. They could catch that. They could catch the top red. I don't know though. I think personally I would go for the draw here. You've got enough room to get around that top red, and you've got the red is the bottom red is behind the T line, so I think that would be the safer play. It would leave fairly well blocked if you could get it in there. And even if you're short, it gives you something you could possibly use later to promote, or you can tap sideways. So, okay, looks like they are going with a draw here. Looks a touch heavy, though. Yep, that's just going to stay out wide. And settle in the back of the house. Yeah, here's a good time for try to do the hit and roll or the take out off the side. Take away any stones that Hammerheads have or could possibly use, or not Hammerheads, sorry, Michel and José could possibly use to get into the button. All right, Tour kind of indicating he's just going to be sending it. I'm usually wrong on these, so let's see. As we get more and more of the technical things set up, we'll start setting up some of the fun things to do during the stream, like how many times was John wrong? Ooh, just misses that. Yellow did not get out enough. It was looking good, but just did not fall. All right, so 2 reds. 2 for Hammerheads there. I also did not dawn on me that it was the last stone. I got to start catching up. We got to get ourselves a little counter so we have we know what stone is going on so I don't get lost. All right, so at the end of 2, Hammerheads take the lead 2-1. We're just getting our technical setup. Didn't want to do that. Getting a technical setup in place so we can see the chat. We can do our little directorial stuff. All right, Tour is going to start us off. I imagine he is just going to draw this one around, try to get on the button, sit on top of that that yellow stone in the back of the house. Or the back of the 4-foot. Oop. There we go. Little technical. We're trying to figure it out. We'll get there. A little bit too much ice. I'm not going to quite fall it off. Maybe a little bit hard. Ice seems to be running pretty fast. So once I got into the house, that just didn't stop. So take a little bit of pace off of that. And that is probably a good stone. Interesting strategy, starting out with the first stone with the teammate to sweep. I guess it gives them an idea to get an idea of time. As you saw Brecht, he's got a stopwatch with him. Measures the distance, the speed, the time it takes to go from the tee line to the hog line. And then we can estimate that, how far it's going to go. This one gets down into the house. And sits just above the tee line. All right, Lars is going to come around with a draw around the other side. That parking space right on the button is still open. Going to see if they can't bring this stone in around from the right side. It's coming up a little bit short. He's sweeping it. He's sweeping it. It's going to come up just a little bit short, but it's not in a bad position. It does take away that side from the other team. But I think that what Kevin is indicating with his broom, he just wants Breck to put a guard out in front of it to kind of prevent Hammerheads from tapping that back onto theirs. It does leave the other side open for a takeout, potential double takeout, but there isn't a whole lot they can do. You've got to pick something to. You can only guard one thing, so you've got to pick something. He's on the broom. Wants to get it past that guard. Does not get it past the guard. And actually now it opens it up a little bit. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to like freeze against. Probably just like a backline takeout. Ooh, let's see. Okay, now maybe it's something different. He's indicating he wants it a little bit heavier, but all right, so it's not going to be a typical draw, but yeah, they just want to get it around this red, around their guard. Fortunately, did not look like that had the speed. It's going to fall right onto the guard and stay there, and basically mean now they can't take out that one on the left. They do still have an option, depending on what happens here. They're going to play, it looks like they're calling for like a hit and roll. So basically get rid of the red, leave the shooter as a guard in front of the... Oh, okay. I see what they're going to do now. Ooh. It's always a bit of a risk there because if it doesn't fall enough, it's going to hit their yellow, which does have backing, so it's not so bad. But if it falls too much, it could hit the red onto the yellow. This isn't as straightforward as it looks. There are some dangers. You got to get this one just right. Getting on the broom quick. And yeah, that's going to curl in a little bit too much. I think it was just inside off the broom, right on release. Held a little bit. Took their yellow one out, but it actually buried this one a little bit behind the guard, so it is a little bit more protected over there. But it's also behind the T line, so it would allow Hammerheads to just draw in up against it. I think that's what they're going to do. Sweeping this one for the weight. Want to make sure it gets down there. It might be a little bit light. Oh no. I'm going to sweep this one as hard as they can. Get this one down as deep as they can. Fantastic call with the sweeping. getting on it early, give a chance to get all the way down there. Taps the yellow slightly, and then falls in. That one is lying shot and has backing. It's going to be tougher to get that one away without getting rid of some of the yellows. So there is still a possibility. There's enough of a gap between those yellows that I think they could hit the red through it. But I don't think they would hold their shooter if that's the case. But at this point, I don't think that Michel and José care. I think they've got 2 stones. Yeah, if they can get this red one away, they'll have 2 stones. They'll lie 2. And this is the hammer, so this is for the end. Rex pushing it hard. He's going down the ice quick, getting on that broom, trying to hold it in place. Trying to hold the line. And they do enough. Gets the red, knocks one of the yellows, but hey, one yellow, takes the end back. Couple of great stones there from the last stones there for both teams. Or am I wrong? I'm wrong. There's one more stone. Yeah, I'm way off. For some reason, I thought that Brecht was a led off, but no, it's Kevin who leads off. So, yeah, now we know where we are. Maybe. I haven't even had anything to drink tonight, so we're just sticking with water. Yeah, trying to get a good view of the house. Unfortunately, they're blocking both cameras. There's not much they can really do with that yellow unless they want to try to run the top guard back. I think their best bet would try to draw it behind that right-hand guard there and get it something into the red. That way it really takes out the takeout, but not quite sure there's enough space to fall. They could definitely get something in the red, and all I got to do is get a little bit more than a biter on the red, on the 4-foot. So there is that option. There's a very low percentage chance if they wanted to do, like, say, a hack weight around the outside. But I don't think that does enough for them. I think that's such a low risk shot that look to be a little bit inside on the release. I'm not sure that's going to get around that guard, but maybe if they sweep it hard enough, it'll tap onto it and push it back. Well, that actually works out. If we could get them out of the way. Ooh, the red is behind, inside the yellow. It'd be very difficult for Kevin to do anything with this. I think his only real option is to try to draw or do just like a slightly heavy draw that might push that red away, but that's going to be tough. They've got to get this right up next to the nose, if not directly on the nose, so they don't move that yellow one very far. This match is turning out to be quite eventful. Very good play from both sides. He's on it. He wants to hold this line. They want to get it around this top red. And they want to get it on this red one and tap it away. Oh, fantastic shot. Fantastic shot. Surgical precision. Gets the red one out, leaves the yellow, holds the shooter. Takes 2. And through 3. Michel and José have 3. And Hammerheads have 2. Turning into be a nice back and forth fight. Both teams making some good shots, questionable decisions. Last stones from each team have been really good. Quite enjoying this match tonight, folks. All right. Kevin's starting it off for this fourth end. Got up a draw up the right side of the ice. Ooh, took a really quick turn right there. See if Kevin can sweep, or Brett can sweep that in there. Gonna be a little bit short, but it might be deep enough. Really hard to say. Can't get a really clear view of if it's deep, if it's anywhere into the red, or if it's still sitting on the edge. We know it didn't get into the button. I can see that from the broadcast booth, but I can't get a good view of, oh, excuse me, where the stones end up or how deep it is. But could be in a tricky position, because if they try to draw around to get on top of theirs, they could end up falling up short and then tapping this one in and then definitely making it deep. So they're going to have to play this one carefully. All right, 2 are coming up the right side of the ice as well. Very similar line to Kevin. Stays a little bit further outside. Appears to be slightly heavy. And yeah, that's just going to slide. Just get into the back of the house. Kevin looking for places to guard. Looks like they're going to call for a kind of a higher corner guard. Try to take away that draw lane. From this strategy, it would lead me to believe that the yellow is shot right now. So with this stone, they actually have a couple of options. If it over curls, it could actually leave a in between, but it does not look like it's going to fall as much. Looks a touch heavier than they really wanted it to be. This might actually turn out pretty good. Leave it right on the side of the button. And just very nice stone right up and freeze in front of it. That is going to make it very tough to move. I think they're going to have to, yeah, Hammerheads going to have to open it up a little bit, get rid of that that top guard. Just open it up. Oh, a little bit wide on the delivery here. Not sure that's going to fall over enough to catch anything. Nope. Oof. Fell a lot in the house, but just missed everything. I think if they'd have come the other side, they would have given them something. But all it would have done was taken their red out. So probably better to go the way they went. Miss that side. That's tough though in doubles though. Once you don't have many stones, so everyone counts, and you miss one like that, and now suddenly Michel and José can do something here. They're probably just going to draw, maybe even do another guard, maybe try to freeze another one in there. Jumped on it quick, but then he got waved off. It's definitely going to be a little bit deeper than they want, but they're going to sweep this into the house. This is going to give them a nice little... Another freeze up against that. Maybe a little bit of a tap. I think that little gap might... Nope, they're going to just try to get rid of this top one again. Oh. Oh no, it's going to over curl. Not going to get it, and it's just going to go way too wide in the house. Oof. I mean, the good news is for Hammerheads is they do have that one red sitting there in the back of the house. So right now, the best that Michel and José are scoring is 2, but they've got options. They can wait till the end. They can wait for their last stone to try to tap something away, but that was 2 missed opportunities for Hammerheads there. Yeah, coming down with yet another draw up that right side of the ice. This one is going to stop short where they want it. It's going to take that draw away, make the takeout just a little bit harder. And actually, I think where that curled into, that really takes that draw away, that takeout away. Not many options here. Looking at it from the broadcast booth, there looks like there's enough space to get in there, but it's going to just have to be an absolute rocket to squeeze through there. You can't afford to let it have any kind of fall. And if it's not online, then big problems. All right, so they're just going to try to open up this top one. Appears to be a bit wide. It is wide again. Let's see what Kevin's going to do here. Looks like they might be trying to draw from the outside, maybe take a guard. Leave a guard, or if they can happen to get another one inside the button, I would give them a third. Normally, if you miss 3 stones like that, you are in big trouble. But fortunately, with that red sitting just behind the back of the forefoot, they're really only giving up 2 right now. Yeah, Brecht just calling for a easy guard. Don't want to risk anything. Don't want to risk moving anything out of the way or opening anything up. So just kind of leave something in there. Try to take out takeouts. All right, Kevin getting on the broom just to make sure it stays out a little bit. And nicely played. Close up that other side. All right, so got the looking for that. They're going to try to run this yellow back, try to knock something out of the way there, hopefully limit the damage. Yeah, this is where our split screen cam would come into play, but unfortunately we didn't get a chance to set that one up yet. Oh, it's a bit wide. Is that going to fall enough? Nope. It's going to sail by wide, not touching anything. A steal of 2 for Michel and José. Excuse me, José. All right, so through 4 ends, Michel and José 5, Hammerheads 2. Now, at this point in the match, some teams take a brief pause, but it doesn't look like these guys are going to, which is fine because these matches really only take about 2 hours, if that. Yes, the broadcast training has paid off. They're starting to put the scores up before the ends switch over. Now, this match has not been so bad because it's been obvious what the scores are, but sometimes you get it and it's like, well, was that 3? Was that 2? How many was that? Who scored? You don't know who scored until it's the next one, and then sometimes it's like, well, how many did they score? All right, Brecht and Kevin getting on this one. I think it's going to come up quite light. It's going to get to the house, but is it going to get all the way to the tee line? No. So red is still shot there. So I think Tour is going to guard it. Put something in front to prevent them from using it. Indicating he falls a bit inside. Yeah, it does look like it's fallen a bit. Don't think that's going to get past that yellow guard. If they're lucky, it won't tap it too far, but it did tap it too far. Left it kind of open. It's going to give Michel and José some options there. They still can't take out. Or can they? No, they need one more stone in play before they can take it out. So they could potentially try to, tap it and freeze just up against that red, move the red just a little bit further back, but the risk is if it runs out of the house, the stones get reset and you lose your stone. Excuse me. All right, I waited for this one to start to fall, sweeps it a little bit. And that's actually what it looks like they are doing. They are just going to tap it gently back. Oh, perfect stone. Perfect. Well, I guess maybe there is you could make a one little criticism that it actually tapped the red away instead of freezing up against it. So it's about 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters too hard. Or I guess maybe 30. But it still moves that red out of play or out of shot position. I think they're going to try to do another takeout here. Or just needs to make sure that he gets his lines right. He puts a little bit more weight behind him. I think that's been this ice is turning quite a bit, and so I feel like his takeouts have just been a bit light. Like that one there, it's just fallen a bit too much. And see, now that completely moves the red out of the house. Puts the yellow in closer. And it's going to give them a guard to work with up front. Give Michel and José a guard to work with up front. So I think they're going to put another guard top of the house. Somewhere in between those two guards. Two guards already there. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate stone there for Lars. All right, indications that he likes the line, he likes the speed. Just gonna sweep this last couple of meters. Make sure it curls over to the right spot. Very, very nicely positioned guard there. Talking a potential takeout of those guards. It's something out of there. Maybe they can run it back. Get one of those yellows in the house out of the way. Got to make sure that you don't hit this one on the nose. You don't want a nose hit, run it straight back, because I think the shooter or the promoted stone will just sit there. All right, this one looks to be pretty good weight. He's going to open it up again. Shooter goes through the house or out the side. Guard goes out the side. And it's open up again. See, I'm not the only one who loses count of the stones. They lost count of whose turn it was. And they're playing the match. Yeah, Breck's just going to put another guard out there again. If he can just do that same as what he did before, he'll be in a really good position. Just want to make sure this one like falls over onto the center line. It doesn't even have to be all that deep. It just has to get over the hog line and then be somewhere in the middle there. He's sweeping to try to get that the last few centimeters of curl over to the middle and does it again. That is a another well-placed guard. You know, those shots seem easy, but you're not trying to do anything, you know, you're not trying to do anything wow and knock things out of the way, but, you know, trying to put that stone right where you need it. Because if that curls over 10 centimeters too far to the right or back towards the middle, then that leaves that stone behind open for a takeout. So this one is, there's a sliver there. I mean, if they really want, I think they could see about 2 centimeters of that, one of those yellows back there, but it is not going to be easy. And Lars has been having trouble with his takeouts tonight, so just want to make sure this one gets past the guard. Oh, it's going to be a little bit light, though. Is that going to get past that guard? If it gets it around, that could be okay. You can drag that one down into the house. It gets around the guard. But it is going to come up just short. Excellent line. Just not enough speed there. Need to just well, another 2 meters, 1.5 meters. Get that something down into the red. This is the problem. I know this stuff in feet because I know the blue circle is 12 feet. The inside of the white is, or the outer edge of the white is 8 feet. Outer edge of the red is 4 feet. So I can tell you guys this in feet. I think that's probably what we're going to do. I apologize to any of my metric friends out there. But the house is measured in feet. Him giving me the double #1 salute. I apologize. I didn't say anything mean about it.
Your smell is measured in feet. You're in Europe.
This one I think does not have the weight. It's gonna have to sweep this one. Yeah, it's gonna end up in front. So it's gonna be guarding the guard. So maybe it's gonna overcurl a little bit and get over to the other side. Blocks that little area there. Hammerheads don't have a lot of options here. I'm not even sure they can get back onto anything. I think that might be the only problem with that redstone, other than, you know, coming up too short. It actually blocks them from really being able to do anything. Now they're looking at doing something with this high guard, but it's so far back, and then you've got to have it go not hit their red. So this is, yeah, but it doesn't seem like they have many other options. So here we go. First circus shot of the night. Let's run this high guard back onto the yellow in the house. Could potentially take the other yellow out. Ooh, it's got to fall. It's got to fall. And unfortunately, it does not fall. A little bit wide. And 2 more for Michel and José. Yeah, that was a tough position to be in on that last stone. Really, yeah, that was he didn't have any options there. It was really really unfortunate. All right, so through 5. Michel and José have 7. Hammerheads have 2. Still 3 ends left to play. Still possibilities for Hammerheads to get back into it, but they've got to stop giving up these big ends. Or they've got to stop giving up ends. You know, that's 2 steals in a row for the yellow team. And giving up a lot of steals just ain't going to work. All right, Kevin's starting us off up that right side. They seem to like the speed on this one. Is it going to have the curl on it? No, not quite. Gonna tap the red one a little bit, but just fall into the back into the back of the house. So the tour is just gonna follow right back up this right side. Really just want to make sure this one gets around that, but it's right around that logo is where it starts to fall and slow down. So is it going to get enough? Nope. Not quite enough to get around that stone. I think that one had a pretty good chance of being near the button with if that gets around that guard. Now, what are they calling here? That's a pretty narrow broom for a draw, and he can't do a takeout yet. This would be interesting. This would be if he makes a shot, it would be a sizable mistake. But if he's just doing a draw, if they're just trying to tap it, that is not a draw. Goes in right on the red. It's going to take it out. But it's not the 5th stone yet. And I think they just realized their mistake and are putting the stones back. Yeah, I mean it's the same rule in standard curling in 4s or quads, but yep, you just forget sometimes that those 2 stones count, and yeah, you have to. There is still the 5 rock rule. All right, so that was a mistake, uncharacteristic mistake from Michel and José. Now Lars won't have to throw a takeout here, so maybe he can just get something in and freeze it up. Looks like this one might be a little light, but it'll be a nice little guard. It's just got to curl over a bit. Keep it curling, get right in front there. Nicely played, guard. I think they really wanted that one a little bit deeper onto the house. It still leaves it a little bit open for a run back, but it looks like losing that last stone makes them gonna think they're just gonna try to draw it around, put something in there while the button is still open. Seems to think it's a little bit heavy. They're not sweeping it. They want this to fall, and they need it to stop. Don't know that it's going to fall enough. Maybe a little bit too much ice. Oh, wow. Good distance, but just needed a little bit less ice there. I couldn't see if that was the release or the broom was the culprit there, but that actually fell a whole lot more, because when that started getting into the house, I thought that was going to stay more on the edge of the edge of the forefoot. It managed to fall quite a good ways. We're coming back just a little bit heavy there. Maybe this one will have that same trajectory, but I think with the weight, I gotta try to sweep that in just a little bit. Try to get that on the yellow. He's gonna sit on the outside of the yellow. And it's really hard to tell if that one is... Oh, red is closer. So there's two red. They're sitting two red. That came in right nicely, but there is still room to curl in on top of that and get onto the button. We've seen that once the stones get into the house, they tend to fall a lot, especially that last 3 or 4 feet. So, or 90 to 120 centimeters for Pim. All right, so they're really going to watch this one, try to get this one around it, make sure it gets past that guard. It doesn't need to get that close to it because it has fallen a lot. All right, so now it's got a good distance. Now it just needs to get in there. They just need to sweep and keep it coming, try to fit it right into that pocket and just sweep it right onto the button. Excellent stone there, right on the pin. Full backing, know where that can go. Fantastic shot from Brecht there. I should probably write that one down. We'll make that into a highlight. If I have any paper. I don't have any paper. What was the stream time? 1:15. Okay.
Yeah, quite some people watching all game.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. Happy to have you, everybody out there. Hope you're enjoying it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to... feel free to pop them in the chat. We read everything that comes through, and we cannot relay anything to the guys playing until afterwards. But if anybody wants to wish one of their favorite teams or players good luck, we will certainly pass that on to them when they come in off the ice. And really, thank you to everybody out there watching. We appreciate it. I thought I was going to say something else after that, but I guess not. Brain just stopped working there for a second.
They're watching themselves on TV.
Yeah, we've got the big TV on in the clubhouse here. They can see it from the ice. So when you see Kevin and Brecht peeking off to the side of the disappearing off the side of the camera, it's because they're coming in to look and get a better angle at themselves on TV. And it's like looking back in time because we've got the YouTube feed up on the camera on the TV, so it's about 20 seconds behind thanks to stream delays. All right. They wanted that. I think they wanted their shooter to clear out a little bit more than that. They got rid of the guard, but they wanted to leave that a little bit more open than they did. I think, yeah, Kevin is just going to try to tuck one back here. Sorry, not tuck one back. Just lay a guard there. Try to keep Hammerheads from doing anything with it. There isn't... I'm honestly not sure Hammerheads can do much to get rid of that that yellow stone. It is fully well backed, and it's unfortunately backed by both of their redstones. So if they run this yellow one back, it would take both their redstones out with it and then sit there. So there is not a whole lot of room. Maybe they could, they can't really come around the other side either because they've got that guard in the way. They could try to tap that one back and hope that can squeezes in closer to the pin, but not very optimistic for them. All right. It's a bit of a high guard. They can still draw around it, but I don't think drawing around it does them much good. I think one of their options they're looking at is running back one of the reds to try to move the yellow out of the way. Not an easy shot. It's our second trick shot of the night. Da-da-da, trick shots. We need to get a theme for that. Like we have a trick shot, we just press a button and it's like a little alert going on. Bring a little levity to curling commentating. We're going to bring the stream into the curling stream. Has that got the weight? I don't know if that has the weight. I think it's going to curl a little bit too much. And unfortunately, yeah, I don't even know if it had the weight that if it was outside that it would have done enough. So, all right, one yellow. I think. I mean, it looked like it from here, but you never know. But I think that one was. Yeah, I think that yellow was the only one on the button. So, all right. So another one for Michel and José puts them up. No. There we go. Puts them up 8-2 going into the seventh end. This match is actually moving on quite quickly. We've only an hour 21 into the broadcast. Now, granted, we started a little bit late, so you missed all the warm-ups and the LSDs, but Still, they're moving on quite a quick pace here tonight. All right, here we go. First stone of the 7th end. Kevin just going to do a little draw around the left side this time. Camera right, my left, the way I'm looking at it. Seems to be a little bit light. Is that one gonna? Nope, not gonna get around the guard there. I think Hammerheads here gonna look like they're calling for a guard. They want something in the house, but higher. Try to prevent anything from Michel and José from running anything back. So it's falling quite a bit. It's going to get around that guard. That is right around that guard, and that's going to go right onto the button. Not what they had intended, but a fantastic shot there. Although it did go a little bit behind, so they can still draw against it. And that was the big, that's the big fear. And with that double backing there, they can still be... Brecht can be a little bit firm with this. Make sure it gets back there. Just tap the one red onto the other, and that yellow is going to sit solid. I think Brecht has a very unorthodox sweeping style. Getting that that top hand goes in around in circles. Get that swept on there. Oh, it just comes up a little bit short. It might be better than that back red. But Hammerheads are still sitting shot. They're going to guard this one. They're going to try to earn that 1 point, steal that 1 point, or no, earn it, because they're not, they've hammered, so not stealing. Lars with the similar sweeping style with that top hand loose. It's so tends to go a little bit more in circles. You lose a little bit of your power going around and side to side instead of going just straight back and forth. But for some people it works. That's how they do it. Sometimes it just looks funny. All right, nicely played stone there. I think that's going to leave it kind of blocked off, and now it looks like that Brecht is just going to try to open his up in front, as they got to try to get back there, so they're going to try to just open it up in the middle, force Hammerheads to just keep laying guards. Hopefully they make a mistake so they can tap that yellow one back. Now there's even a possibility they can run this guard back. It goes straight back onto the yellow, which would then knock some of the red away, tap the yellow in, but nope. He's just going to catch the side. He's going to split it open. Ooh, that center guard stayed in place, but moves his off to the side enough and gives them actually something to use to promote. So definitely something that could be dangerous here. Yep. Hammerhead's going to try to freeze, replace something just in front of that yellow. Try to take it out, so they can't use it. So that Michel and José can't use it. So, funny little fact, Michel and José is a reference to two football commentators here in Belgium. I'm not sure if they're still active or...
Football, cycling.
Cycling, excuse me. It's one of those Euro sports I know nothing about. So, no idea why they picked that, how they came up with it, but we all have some interesting names in this league. We don't do the standard last name combination for our doubles teams, and our fours don't generally use team captain name. Team Verreken is the only Belgian team that uses that standard format. But when you play an international tournament, they use that anyway. They won't list it down as Take Out Tigers or Stain Good. It'll be Team Kubert and Belcier. Team Belcier. Those are the two for them. Two skips. All right. Well, I was talking about team names and everything like that. They've been deciding on what shot to shoot here. Oh, wait. No, I also missed what Lars did, but it looks like it went through. Yeah, redstone sitting in the back of the house must have gone through. I'm going to have to watch the replay because... clearly not paying attention to every shot in this game. Looks like they're going to try to use the yellow.
Microphone is really picking up sounds nice.
Nope, not going to fall. It's going to take their own yellow out. Is it going to get the red? No. Worst case scenario there. For me, that was a bit too risky to do. I think I would have played a draw to try to tap that back there. All right, so now Hammerheads just need to put something in there, leave a guard. It's unfortunate that the far end microphone isn't working. We're not getting that sound from down there. Hopefully it's not a faulty mic and that I didn't charge it well enough. Or maybe the cable's not connected right. All right, they need this one to fall here. Looks to be a bit wide. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. It gets down in there. It's just not going to fall enough. It's going to sit right on the T line, just in front of the T line. But it does not offer very much protection to that those two reds back there on the button. They're looking at different options here. Which side the ice are going to come from. What happens if it doesn't hit the line that they want? What's the best miss? I definitely think they'll be wanting to go from inside out. Because if it misses the shot on the button, it could still take out that red that Lars just threw. 'Cause And I think an ideal stone would be just glancing off the red, just off the inside edge of the red. It would still allow it to hit the red behind, and it would probably stick. I think with the ice they're calling, it's going to have to come with a little bit of pace here. Sweeping to hold the line. From this end, it looks good, but it does fall as it gets closer to the house, and that's just going to sneak by that one on the right. It's going to tap that one out. All right, still leaves two for the Hammerheads. I think they're going to try to... I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, I would put a guard here. I would try to block that so they can't get rid of it, because there's still that stone on the button is still open. A nose hit would be quite nice. So yeah, I think I would put something... Ooh, they're going to try to take out the yellow. They're going to try to score a lot here. I guess they do need... They're down 6 with this end and the next, so they need to score as many as they can here. That makes sense. All right, going with the out turn here. Does not look like it'd have the pace, though. That's going to have to sweep hard to hold that to get anything. Otherwise, that's a... Oh, no. Just falls too much. I know they were trying to do a little control weight, but it just fell too much. Needed to give that one a little bit more ice. And that was the last stone. All right, never mind me. Oh my goodness, what is going on with me? How did I think that there was still one more stone from each team? Good. I swear I need like a light so I can just press and I can see, okay, this is stone. There's this many left. And count along with it. All right, so I believe that was 2 for Hammerheads. So that would make sense why they were going for that takeout, because that could have given them 3 or 4. Let's see if we can't get one of them put the score up. So it was 2. 2 for the Hammerheads. All right, so that takes us going into the last end. Michel and José 8, Hammerheads 4. It is going to take a pretty big effort from Hammerheads to level up this match. With only 6 possible stones, they need to score 4, and they don't have the hammer. They absolutely need to get this every shot right. And that's just to draw. If they want to win, they need to score 5, and that's pretty tough. Ooh, this one looked good. Had a good line. Just comes up a little bit short. Yeah, with not being allowed to play any takeouts in these first 3 stones, it makes it tougher too. You can't just start hammering things away. It's going to give Michel and José an opportunity to build something up in the house to make it tough to get out. And when you need to score 5 to win, you don't really have the option of takeouts unless it's a sure thing where you can stick it and you can take 2 of theirs out. All right, Kevin sweeping this one hard, trying to get it around the guard here, trying to get it somewhere deep into the house, just to kind of clog things up. Oh, beauty stone right onto the button. This one definitely has a little bit more pace than the last stone. Alright, freezes that one up against the yellow. Doesn't take shot away, but it gives them a chance to, well, no, actually now it just took out it took out the other side, unfortunately. They can't use that other red to get in there at all. Can't do anything to get on the yellow, so they're going to have to try to come around again. Possibly with hack weight, and even then it's going to only move one of those yellows out of the way, so not a... They find themselves in a very tough predicament, the Hammerheads here. Michel and José are just going to try to avoid giving up the big end, but they're in control right now with, for sure, one shot. Quite possibly two. I think they're just going to throw a guard up here, try to block off the alleys, and get ready for the handshakes. That one sneaks in there. Not sure that it's closer than the red, but either way, doesn't really change much. Think they might be trying to double. They can possibly get both these yellows here, but this is gonna have to be a fast stone, and Lars has not been hitting the speeds he's been needing to tonight. He's gonna have to put some pace on it. Coming down seems to be good. Sweeping it for the line. Getting called off. Back again. Ooh, not quite enough. Did not fall enough. Got it to move. Got that back yellow out of the way. Now that does make the things a little bit interesting, because now they can come around that and go and try to tap that red into the yellow and move that yellow out of the way. There's no backing there anymore, so there is a chance. Michel and José opting to come down the right side, use that yellow in the back as a sort of backing. Could potentially squeeze around that red. But even if it's short, which this one is, it's still a nice guard. It takes that toll side away. And so yeah, it looks like they're going to have to try to squeeze another one here past this guard onto their own red and tap the yellow one away. We've seen it all night that the ice falls enough over there, so it just has to have the right pace and line, and it does not need to be that close to the guard. It does have to have enough weight to move that yellow stone. Ooh. Tour moving out like the line was a bit too wide. They need this one to fall. But I think with that pace, we're not sure it's going to get there. No, it doesn't even have the pace. Still not a bad stone. Not what they needed it to do, but it still leaves it something there that's... It's red onto yellow, but I think that Michel and José see that. Yeah, Kevin and Brecht are looking at like, let's put one here, let's just block it off and leave it be. I I think they're worrying a bit about that top red stone, which I don't think they need to. But they do kind of want to, I guess their thinking is they want to put this guard behind the guard so that it kind of makes it impossible to use, and they can't take that guard and run it back onto red and go. So bit of a chess match here. But with that yellow one sitting at the back of the house, or the back of the 4-foot, that's still better than red's second one. So they got to find a way to get rid of that one too, if they're going to score 4 to tie. And actually, I don't know that that's possible. Yeah, there should only be one more stone left. Oh, the hammer left. I know, this is the hammer. I'll figure it out. Hey, 8 ends. I figured out what the stone is, but it's also too late. So Pim's got me on the stream. He's on a delay, so he laughs at my jokes well after. Wait, no, that wasn't. This isn't Hammerstone coming up. All right. I talked myself out of it. I'm going to start putting cue cards up on the wall in front of me so I know who throws when, so I know, hey, this guy throws last. Well, at least that'll keep me somewhat from in line. I keep thinking because Brecht throws last stones on Desperate Housekeepers. I'm used to him throwing last stones, but no. In doubles, he throws the middle 3 stones. I'm gonna have a little talk with Michel and José. They need to fix their throwing order so I don't get confused.
The imperial system can
Well, they got rid of that yellow, but it doesn't really mean much. And I failed to mention that Brecht's last stone was a perfect guard. They got it right behind it where it took things out. Yeah, nothing else to be done. Handshakes given. 1 point for Michel and José to close it out. They're opting not to throw their last stone, so that will do it for this edition of the Belgian Doubles Curling League. The Belgian Doubles League. That's how we're going to call it. They scored 1 for Michel and José. And there we have it. Final score 9-4. It was a well-played match. A couple of mistakes there, here and there from Hammerheads. The 3 missed takeouts in the 4th end? No, it would have to be the 3rd end. Really kind of did them in. They weren't able to take advantage of having the hammer. Gave up 3 steals in a row. Managed to score 2 on their own, and then giving up 1 in the final end. Had some really good shots for Hammerheads, just came up short. Michel and José, Kevin and Brecht played a fantastic match tonight. Very few mistakes. They are very strong players. They are going to be one of the teams to compete with in that B pool. So, a very strong start for Michel and José for the season. I thought that Hammerheads played well. Just unfortunately coming up short or just making mistakes at the wrong time. I think they can look back at this match and go, yeah, okay, we did this, we did that. Yeah, why not? We'll put on the booth. We'll stand in here. Tim's going to get himself wrapped up in my headset. Oh. Bim is just playing technical director tonight, so he didn't want to be on camera. But thank you guys, everybody, for watching. I hope the technical difficulties weren't too much. We still have some things to work out, like the headset microphones are brand new, the cameras on ice were brand new, and obviously one of them wasn't working tonight. Didn't send an audio signal, so one of the ends was quiet. Didn't quite have all of our scenes set up, but we're gonna build into this, so appreciate you all watching this, and we're hoping to get better and better each time. We hope you guys continue to join us and follow and just see how these curling leagues play out. We bring you the doubles leagues doubles leagues are a bit less spread out like our regular leagues. So our regular leagues are being compressed into 3 competition weeks per half of the season. So our next one's not until like beginning of November, and we'll have a lot of matches. All the teams will have a lot of matches set up in that week, but the doubles matches are spread out because it's 2 pools of, I think, 8 teams and spread out through the entire year. And then we'll have the winner of the A pool and the B pool play each other for the doubles championship. I think probably be around April or May. We're hoping to bring you lots more live curling here from Belgium, here from the beautiful Zemst curling arena. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys will start picking your favorite teams and cheering them on. And we will be posting our next broadcast schedule shortly. We still have to make some final decisions on which teams are going to get on and who still hasn't changed their matches. But we'll try to keep this postings as early as possible. Start putting schedules up so you guys have an idea. But don't forget to subscribe, hit the follow or the bell for the notifications so you can follow all of the Belgian Curling League. We appreciate you all being here, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Just